All right. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hold on. We're getting some questions here. So 1 second. Oh gosh, it's not gonna let me zoom in, is it? I can move this. I can kind of do that. That's fine. I'll just do that. Yeah, sorry. I want the kind of. We'll do what we can. Okay. Let me pull up my YouTube comment section. So you can see this is what we're going to work on tonight, but we're gonna kind of squeeze in a little bit extra work here. I don't know how long we're going to be streaming for, but it'll be for a little bit. Let's see, where I should be on my live stream here. Let's see. Okay. So answering a question there. Oh gosh. Wow. Yeah. Looks like my channel is kind of falling into a little bit of atrophy here, so we've been losing subscribers. No, don't do it. So that's not good, but that is one of the reasons why I do need to kind of come back and visit. But you know, it is what it is. We get to come back and visit. Whoa. Let's turn that off. Okay. All right. So anyway, so tonight we're gonna be working on Gata here, from Aristeia, and you can see I've actually have a lot of work done on Gata. It's gonna be mostly detail level stuff, and we're not gonna be on too long tonight, but I did want to just kick the camera on because I've been gone for a while, right? I haven't uploaded anything for a while. I was going to try to record a Guild Ball game today. Couldn't do it, had some time constraints. So that was another kind of a bummer there. And then I also have this commission here for an order team for Guild Ball. And the client has asked for just a pure grass base, which I gotta admit I'm not really a fan of. I don't know. It's not a very inspiring basing scheme here. I'm gonna cut some of this plastic putty that I had on here. Just trim some of that. I built these almost a week ago, actually, and the idea was to actually just, you know, take care of this commission, paint it all up, you know, do my usual stuff on it. But the client wanted, after he sent this, he wanted me to paint the rest of the set. So he wanted me to paint the Vet Fangtooth and Season Spigot, which he had to go buy separately. So he went ahead and did that. They're on their way over to me, and I'm gonna batch paint this all as one team to make sure it matches. But what I can do, at least tonight, is I can I can at least get these primed tonight. All right, so let's get some primer on these, and then I'll turn the airbrush off and we'll go back to finishing up Gata. Okay, so that's the plan for tonight. Let us know if you're just tuning in. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. And we're going to paint for a little bit, hopefully get you guys caught up on what's been going on with me. Maybe we can rant about stuff, good times, the good times that we do on this channel. You know how it is. All right. A little grace there. Let's get some more. So these metal figures kind of have to be, they keep you a little bit more honest with regards to how you're doing the sticky tack. So I'm gonna, I don't like the ones with the split, like the cracked ones. So I'll put this on. So yes, I mean, it's true, we lost, I've been bleeding out subscribers actually over the past couple of weeks because I haven't uploaded anything. I got really sick about 2 weeks ago. Like the flu just came in and just whooped my ass, right? I thought I was cool. My son got really sick, and we got really worried about him, and I stayed home to take care of him for a little bit, and then I ended up getting really sick, and he's actually like almost 100% bounced back, and now I'm the one just lagging and dying here. So it kind of sucks, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd rather me have to deal with the long-term effects of this stuff. I'm just gonna put this on here. And so we got a chicken mist as part of this commission, which isn't very fun. Chicken mist just bugs, right? He's just not a very good miniature. Sorry, Chicken Mist, but nobody loves you, Chicken Mist. So this is one of the weirdest commissions because, like, I actually have to use the tabs instead of making a proper base and pinning it through the base. It's now gonna be old school, right? Like this is like old school GW line, like just when you have to base like thousands of miniatures for your one army, your one shoulder pad space marine thing. You're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna just put some sand on there and flock, right? Where's that base that I did? I did like as an example, right? Oh gosh, it's still bleeding grass. Another reason I hate this style basing, right? You get that. it's I'm sorry, but it's ugly. It's ugly. Nobody, yeah, ugh, right? I could do that. I could do that. That's much cooler. It's nice, clean, right? I don't know. To each their own, right? Never mind. To each their own. I'll put this here. Right? I gotta do a little ball. I'm gonna paint a ball on, and then flock it. It's kind of nuts. And then the lion here, just put him on a piece of cork. Okay. And answer that. Yes. Okay. So we're ready to start priming. Let's get our airbrush ready. I haven't fired any of this stuff up in over a week, man. It's crazy. Crazy. So, hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening anyway. I can't really complain. This weekend has been, the weekend hasn't it could have been better and in terms of like me feeling healthier. It's been, like I said, it's been almost like 2 weeks since I like felt up to painting or streaming. You can see though, like I painted that Gata while I was sick. I also painted that Batman commission. I don't even remember if I streamed the end of that commission. I may have. I may not have. I don't remember. I might have done it on Twitch. Anyway, just peeling stuff off of that because I'm gonna need that once I get the black primer down. Look at that. You can actually see the black primer kind of separated. It's kind of wild. So again, that's how long it's been since I've really touched anything here on the painting desk. So let's mix that up. That's like it's been one of the longest stints I've gone without painting, like really painting anything. And so tonight is just kind of a means of getting me back into the groove here. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to do our standard zenithal prime on this church team and then just set them aside because I cannot touch them again until the rest of that team arrives in the mail. Okay. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Tonight we will be working on Gata. So if you're watching this on recording, you probably want to skip forward maybe 10 minutes ahead or something. Now let's get going here. The old school pride. I like the head of the standard pride better than the LE pride. But the LE pride I still like more overall just because it has that really cool plinth. And I don't know, I just like the idea of that lion just kind of, lying down there, right? And just almost being, the way he's in the fluff, it's like he's almost too regal to get involved in the play, really. There we go. All right. And then, so I like to work on the ones with the most obnoxious angles, like this. Grace here, she has fairly obnoxious. I'm gonna have to kind of push that down a little bit. Right? Because she's standing on this thing. Grace does have her share of obnoxious angles that you have to find paint into. I see all the like weird, the way her belt kind of flows out, the long tabard, just lots of weird angles on her. I like the model, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work just to get all the paint there where you need it to be. Okay. And let's go. Next, in terms of odd angles, is going to be brisket. So she has that whole curious underside to her. It's a weird. She has a really weird outfit. Her face is one of the best faces in the entire range of the models. Right, very characteristic face, and I love that they managed with brisket especially. They managed to capture personality in her face extremely well. And then I guess next up would be Benny here. Hold on. Let me get that piece of crud off of the base. There we go. That's a great model. The order has this amazing, filigree on all the armor bits, which is just awesome. It just looks amazing, right? But a lot of people aren't quite clear how they should paint it, right? The best way to capture that detail and keep it super crisp. That's what you want. Like, that filigree is awesome. I mean, you don't want to lose the crispness of this sculpt. This is, in my opinion, Benny is actually the best sculpt in the order range. He's just great. It's a great model. And Faker Harry here. I love this sculpt here on Faker Harry. I love that they made a separate sculpt for him and didn't change his rules. He's not Vet Harry. Vet Harry is Harriet the Hat. They just kept Harry, but developed a new sculpt for him, kind of befitting of the new character, right? Because spoiler alert, this is not the original Harry the Hat. This guy here, from the fluff, appears to be an actor hired to impersonate Harry the Hat and lead the fans of his team to believe that Harry is still alive and that he's this super zealous, guild ball player. But we know he's not. All right, chicken mist. Ooh. There's a little thing I want to get. It's right there, but I don't know if I actually. Like a little. Ooh. Did not show up until. There we go. I'm just gonna take that off. Now, my honest opinion, this model is absolute garbage. Like, this is This is a remnant of one of their earliest sculpts in the game, where their scales were all messed up. It was just not a good. All right. Almost done with the black, which is the most difficult part of priming. I always prime with black first because you want it in the shadows. It's going to help cover up areas that you might miss with your brush. You know, black is usually what they recommend, especially for new painters. So it just kind of helps cover up mistakes, that kind of thing. Pretty good. Anybody else here that really? What am I missing? I don't think so. I think we're all looking pretty good. Oops. Gotta make sure all those weird angles we're getting. Okay. All right. Clean out our airbrush here, and then we're gonna hit this with a medium gray now. Okay, I have a cold gray here I can use. I have a pre-mixed cold gray, which is pretty good. So it'll go down. It should go on nice and even. If I really prefer to have a little more, like a deeper gradient, I could start a little bit darker, right? You know, all that. Okay. Some of these just need a little air on them, like Benny here. Benny has all these little spots. Yep. Just put a little air on it. There you go. And chicken mist. I will always call this version chicken mist. He looks like it's his outfit is kind of cool. He kind of reminds me of Gatchaman for you anime fans, like classic anime. Looks like Ninja Science Team, right? Gatchaman, or for you American American boomers, or Xers, we would say Battle of the Planets. Make sure we're all dry here. All right. So yeah, I think the play now is we're gonna go with this cold gray here, but I'm going to thin it, even though it's already airbrush ready. I'm gonna thin it just so I can kind of more slowly layer it up, right? So I don't need to thin it very much. It's going to be thinned like, 2 parts paint to 1 part thinner here because it's already fairly thin. And this is kind of a nice gray. So this will be a little bit cloudy. Okay. So we'll start on Grace. Yeah, that's just it's a nice medium gray. Kind of gets you where you want there, right? And let's go with brisket. So again, I want to leave some of that black in the shadow. Oh man, still a little bit of like areas there where the primer didn't quite hit where we might hope it would. So pride. And let's go Benny. Really cool miniature there, Benny. And we're going to do Harry. Okay. And then we got Chicken Mist. And finally, we got the ball. The ball. Still have a lot of gray left over here. So I don't think anybody's in need of any more gray. I think we're cool. I think I can just jettison the rest of this gray. Alright, I think we're cool. Let me just make sure though. Okay. Let's dump out the rest of that gray. Then we're going to move on to the white. And this is where we're going to get picky, right? This is where the white is where we're going to just kind of pick points of light. The idea here is, these models now have a kind of a pre-shade and a pre-highlight on them, right? So that when you paint the faces of the model, they're bright. They will start off brighter than the feet of the model, for example, right? That's all we're going for. Now, this is the way I do it. A lot of other painters do this step, this sort of priming. Do you have to do it? No, you don't have to. There's, you know, in this case, it may help a little bit, but it's not, I would say it's not critical, right? If I had decided to start off with just white primer, probably would have been just as fine. So now we're going to move over to this color here, Insignia White. A nice color here. I should also thin this slightly, just to make sure it doesn't powder on me. Then I'm going to drop a little bit of airbrush thinner in there. I mean, if I really want a bright white, or actually, this is actually a color I prefer to do. So I might do this. Glacier Blue is kind of nicer. It's actually, you can see that it's kind of blue, but in my experience doing this, it's actually a little bit brighter than Insignia White. Insignia White's a great color to airbrush, but I'm also quite the fan of this Glacier Blue. Oh, that's quite a bit. So let's get this all thinned up. If you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Right now, I'm just doing a zenithal prime on this order team, and then we're going to switch over to Gata. Okay. So here we go. Ooh. Make sure that's gonna. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so actually nice and thin, and you just shoot it straight down. Right? You shoot it straight down. You can do stuff like I want a little highlight on the blade here. I can do that. Right? That's nice. Hey, what's up, guys? Should be painting Kingdom Death, but at work, painting Pano and some Aleph human proxies. Infinity. Infinity is always quite fun to paint. All right. Well, you shouldn't be painting Kingdom Death at work, right? Maybe that's just me. I don't know what kind of job you have. Some guys tell me like, oh, you know, I work late night security or something, and so they bring their paints with them to work. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't think I could ever work a late night, like a third shift job. But if I had to, and I could bring paints with me, I would figure out how to bring my camera setup as well. Just put it to you that way. If I'm going to go that far, bringing... Oh, that wasn't good. Two bad things happened due to that. It's the problem with these metal models is they're super heavy. That, and I spilled a bunch of paint on the little keyboard drawer. Not the end of the world. There's all kinds of paint that just happens down there. Yes, I have played Aristeia. I have, and I enjoy Aristeia. We'll get into that in a minute. Let me just finish this job here real quick. And let's do chicken mist. Yeah, in fact, there is an Aristeia. I have a Aristeia match report on this channel, which I don't know how many, several months back, so it could be tough to find. I understand, but there is one if you can find it. It's kind of sped up footage of me and Jose playing some Aristeia. And this dude. Have you heard anything about RK? Oh gosh. What I have to say about RK is not positive. Okay, I'll just preface that. If you want to hear what I have to say about RK, I will say I will talk about RK, but I will warn you, it's not my outlook on that project is not positive. We'll just leave it at that. Like I wish, and trust me, I wish I could be positive about it. I really do. Arcade has been one of my favorite games, one of my favorite miniature games. I absolutely love the theme. I love the art. I have a lot of videos on this channel dedicated to Relic Knights, but I'm at the point where I can't honestly be positive about the game. I'll put it to you that way, right? It was tough, man. It was a long time coming. I feel like it. I feel like I've done I've done what I can do within reason, and maybe even a little bit beyond that. Um, in terms of supporting Ninja Division and supporting their projects, Relic Knights, Super Dungeon Explorer, even Way of the Fighter. Yeah, I mean, it's not. If you want my honest opinion, it's not good. It's not good. Okay, because let's. If you haven't heard the news, um, essentially what happened was this. Most of what's going on with Ninja Division has to do with the Super Dungeon Explorer Legends Kickstarter. Okay, the Super Dungeon Explorer Legends Kickstarter was due for it was supposed to be completed and fulfilled on December 2016. Okay, December 2016. The Kickstarter made about 1.2 million, and very successful Kickstarter. It was hot off the trails of Forgotten King, Super Dungeon Explorer Forgotten King, which was a great Kickstarter. It was one of my better Kickstarter experiences, especially with Ninja Division. They fulfilled that when they were a little bit late, just a little bit, but they more than made up for it in the quality of the product that they sent. And yeah, they hit every mark with Forgotten King. So Legend, they're going to come out with Legends, which was the promise of Legends was they're going to redo old sculpts. They're going to clean up arcade mode, and they're going to introduce a campaign mode, right? So these all sounded like really good things. Again, very popular, very successful Kickstarter. And so what happens? What actually happened is subject to a lot of conjecture. There's a lot of tinfoil hat theory type stuff going on. So here's Gata, guys. Limited edition. Woo! So there was a lot of there's a lot of conjecture on what is actually going on with them. Bottom line is they ended up delaying the project, and in the meantime, they kept working on other Kickstarters. So They did Super Dungeon Explorer Legends, then they did Way of the Fighter, then they did Relic Knights 2.0, then they did what's it called? Uh, what's the Starfinder? Then they did Starfinder miniatures, and then they did another project. I totally forget what it was. Right? So they did like 4 Kickstarters in between, while Super Dungeon Legends is late, and they're falling behind. And what ended up happening, at least according to their official response to a consumer advocate, right? It was a I forget. It was a somebody filed a consumer complaint with the Washington State Attorney General's office, and so Ninja Division had to officially reply to that. And what it ended up coming out was the fact that Ninja Division did not pay the company. I forget the name of the company too, but they were paying another company to develop all the resin production of these miniatures, the plastic and the resin production of the miniatures, and they were they owed this company $750,000 for Super Dungeon Legends. They owed them 750K to produce the miniatures required to fulfill Super Dungeon Legends, and they have not paid them. And so they didn't work on that job, which means um, they didn't work on Relic Knights. They didn't work on Way of the Fighter. They didn't work on Starfinder. Okay, those Kickstarters altogether is probably close to $2 million worth of business, and they have no way of fulfilling it. Ninja Division is seconds away from filing, in my opinion, filing Chapter 11. So it's not short of another company deciding to come in and essentially buy the property, buy the Super Dungeon property and the Relic Knights properties, and then out of their own goodwill, fulfilling the Kickstarter. Short of that, that means we don't have line of sight to them fulfilling any of these Kickstarters. Okay, that's and trust me, this hurts me a lot to say that. Well, not anymore. And now I'm just, it's like the like death. I've already mourned the loss. Um, but yeah, I'll tell you guys straight up. Like I was in over $700 on 4 Kickstarters, right? 700. I was in $700 between Relic Knights, Super Dungeon Legends, Way of the Fighter, and no, I guess it's just those 3. But yeah, but I know the amount I was in over $700. The only saving grace was I used a lot of my ninja points, for volunteering for them. I used a lot of that to gain credit to, to help me buy all those add-ons. But still, even with that, I'm still out quite a bit of money. And yeah, and of course I'm not happy about it. Of course I defended them. Not only did I, suck down my own personal financial losses here, but then I had to defend them as a volunteer, right? I had to defend. So I felt like I was getting hit on both sides because there's that going on. Plus, locally, I have a lot of friends that, and this can sound like a brag and whatever, take it for what it is. I have a lot of people here locally that pay attention to what I play because they know whenever I play a game, like I support the shit out of that game. I'll go into the stores, I'll go into the conventions, I'll demo that game. I want to grow communities around the games I want to play, right? So, and I've been doing that for the better part of 2 decades out here. locally in Southern California. So when I pick up a game and I start playing it, um, I have there's a certain there's a certain amount of people that follow me in that like, oh, what Kickstarters is he backing? Because he's gonna start a local community playing stuff like that. And obviously, Relic Knights was one of those when people asked me like, what skirmish game do you like? What sci-fi game do you like? Relic Knights is one of the first things that come out of my mouth. And the reason why it's because like, it yes, Corvus Belly does an anime theme, but they do a it's a little more specific their anime theme. The Corvus Belly anime theme is very like Ghost in the Shell, maybe more Akira style. If anything, I would say Ghost in the Shell, Akira style anime. Whereas Relic Knights, that anime theme it's a number of different anime, right? It's Captain Harlock, it's um Tenchi Muyo, um it represents, in my opinion, it represents kind of a broader anime theme. And so if you're looking for like really, really strong anime theme, even a little bit of like itchy style anime, then you should be looking at RK. And especially RK had a lot of cool mechanics to it. It's a card-based game. The activation order is really interesting. The objective nature of that game made it play almost more like an area control game. Uh, you know, the card combat mechanics were super interesting. The game had a lot going for it, and we were playing beta 1.5. Me and Mark on this channel were playing beta 1.5 for almost 2 years, right? Then 2.0, they have the beta rules for 2.0. We built a community of people that wanted to play 2.0, right? This past Kingdom Con, we hosted a tournament. I hosted a tournament for RK 2.0, right? And then we kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and they would say, oh, it's coming out in July. Wait, it's coming out in August. Oh, it's coming out in October. Oh, it's coming out in December. And it was just a lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. Like, how could they even say that, knowing behind the scenes they're out $750,000, and the people that they hired to fulfill the miniatures, they aren't going to start doing shit until they actually pay this money, right? Meanwhile, they turn around, and they tell the fans, they tell the backers, "Oh, soon, guys, soon. Here, we're right there. We're right there. It's very soon. I can't wait to tell you guys this new, you know, this new update, this new information, because it's going to be so good, you guys. It's just going to be so good." But they were lying, right? Not surprising considering how Robotech Wave 2, yeah, they now Robotech. And oh god, this is going to sound like I'm defending them. Trust me, I'm not. Robotech had one additional slant and I know this personally, having worked a little bit close with the new during the Robotech work, was they were responsible. Ninja Division was responsible for doing the sculpts for that game and some of the rules. They wrote some of the rules and they did the sculpts. And Palladium uh, was very extremely difficult to work with. Not blaming Palladium for what happened, but I think they share in the blame of that failed Robotech Kickstarter. And then what I would fault as Ninja Division's most egregious part of that crime is the fact that they lied about, oh, soon, it's like you're saying. They lied about that too. Soon, guys. Yeah, we'll have more things, and they never fulfilled the later waves of that game. I still have UEDF in my closet. Right, I painted the Wave One UEDF stuff. It's in a it's in a miniatures bag in my closet. And you want something? I'm upset that I don't have use of that miniatures bag because there's just shitty, useless miniatures in there. They're not shitty actually. They're decent, but yeah, it's still upsetting to me. um, yeah, actually, let's since it's not letting me my my camera control for whatever reason is not letting me um, do this. I'm gonna kind of zoom in manually. You like my course? That's my course control there. Oh gosh, I need to be able to. I wonder if it will let me refocus. Well, let me refocus. How'd you get that pink? The couple of colors here, I'm using Sunset Red as the base color, and then highlighting with Squid Pink here. And you're gonna let me do focus this a little bit better. There we go, a little bit better there. Yeah. So bottom line is, in my opinion, I think that sadly, I think that money is gone, short of a miracle, short of another company coming in and saying, hey, guess what? We really like your IP, Ninja Division. We're going to buy it off you. We're going to fulfill these Kickstarters and we're going to make some money. Now, could someone come in and do it? Yes. It's probably one of the worst business decisions anyone could make. You know, if let's say I won $1 billion in the lottery and I wanted a decent tax shelter, I would actually do that. Like me as an individual citizen, I would say, okay, Ninja Division, I am going to I'm going to purchase your IP for SDE and for Relic Knights and for Way the Fighter, and then I'll settle accounts with the manufacturer. We'll get this out to the Kickstarter backers. It's going to come out under whatever my company, Play a Painted Miniatures or some bullshit like that, and then maybe we gain some rapport. But you're kind of, as a newcomer, that would be almost suicide because you're trying to build a name for yourself off of the remains of a shitty sullied name, right? Because it doesn't matter. Not everyone's gonna know. Oh, Play Abandon came in and they saved us backers and they bailed us out. The next time if I go, oh well, I'm gonna put out a new version of Super Dungeon Explorer, no one's gonna back that shit. If I say, oh, if I went to the retailers, now Ninja Division has also sullied their name with retailers because they went away from a brick and mortar support system on their miniatures games. So it was like, oh well, and they told us that as part of the Ninja Core was like, oh guys, we're gonna push events in private clubs and that kind of stuff, and you can just have your customers, you can have your players come order off the Soda Pop site, which is just absolutely dumb. Like it's absolutely stupid. So they pissed off all the brick and mortar guys. My LGS, that are so amazingly supportive of me every time I switch games. Like, hey guys, we're gonna teach this at your store, and I'm gonna teach this, and they are so good about we're gonna stock that. Like when I said I want to run Rumble Slam, or we're starting to play Rumble Slam, they stocked Rumble Slam. When I said, oh, Batman miniatures games, miniatures game is a big deal. They stocked all the Batman stuff. Like my LGS, they bend over backwards. They bend over backwards, um, trying to take care of us. And and again, I'm sorry if this sounds like a brag, but this is reality. I've been in this so long that they do actually take my like advice for stuff that they stock. And the fact that my name was attached to Ninja Division, like I just flat out apologized to them because they're like, "Are you going to run any more Ninja Division stuff?" And I'm like, I can't in good faith. I cannot sell that to my store or to my friends. I can't. I've got no. I don't. Why would I walk my friends down a a shithole with very low probability of a decent outcome? You know, so I made that decision personally, and yeah, and yes, I was a volunteer for Ninja Division, but I can't. Bottom line is you're beholden to the guys you game with and your shop before a company. You better be, in my opinion. You better be. Those are the people that support you. The miniature manufacturer who can't keep their word, and they're potentially ruining your rapport with the people you game with, right? You don't want to be, and this happened to me. You don't want to be that person that's like wearing a Ninja Division shirt in a shop, and you just have random people come up to you and start cussing you out. And you son of a bitch, I'm back there, Robotech Kickstarter. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't work for them. I just want people to play SD, right? Like, it's not worth it, dude. It's not like at the end of the day, I was like, I'm just gonna promote Guild Ball. I'll paint. I'll host paint day for you. I'll do this other stuff. Um, but yeah, you just I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys volunteer to do anything like that. But I think you can. I think you can understand where I'm coming from because that's not like those are your friends. I don't like that would be like me coming on here like just blowing sunshine up your ass like, oh yeah, no yeah guys, don't worry, Ninja Division, they're on top of it, they're totally gonna fulfill this Kickstarter, knowing what I know. No, I can't. That's the only thing I'll say is like, yes, when I like something, I will support it. I'll tell you how much I like it. uh, I'll do videos on it. But if it becomes a situation where I think the three or four people that listen to me online, um where if it gets to a point where I can't I can't speak with integrity about a company without criticizing them, I would never do that. you know I That's one of the things I super hate about fandom on the internet, is stuff like that, is sort of, I don't know where the hell this started from, right? Because all of us original nerds, we're all kind of salty bastards, right? We're grumpy, we don't like something. I like the original better, it was better, right? And I know people clown old salty guys on the internet for stuff like that, but I feel like the opposite is worse. This culture of, oh, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. You're in a consumer um driven arena. You better say shit when stuff is not working out well, right? I feel like other your fellow consumers, especially if you're like part of a community and you're there to support other people in your hobby, I think you better come out and say when you feel like, we're being treated like shit by a manufacturer or something like that. That's always been my stance on it. Is yeah, come out like so. Push who you like, support who you like, of course. But you should also call out when companies are doing the consumer wrong. I think that's our I think that's something we should be doing for one another, right? Does it mean sometimes I'll be in the wrong or I might be um, a little overly judgmental or harsh um, to certain companies? Yeah, yeah, it does. I mean, that's the risk that we run. But I would rather be looked at as like the salty, complaining old guy that has got it right a few times and may have called out bullshit when he saw it. I'd rather be known as that guy than oh, he's just another yes man, just another well, everything is great and sunshine and rainbows and you guys don't have to worry. I think it's terrible. Part of the reason why you know a company like Ninja Division is what I think they're going to do, guys. This is again, put your tinfoil hat on. But what I think they're going to do is I think they are going to I think they're going to collapse that company. They're going to collapse Ninja Division and move all of their property and their holdings over to Shinobi 7, right? Cuz Shinobi 7 is Ninja Division and Shinobi 7 still going to be running projects on Kickstarter. They're still trying to push new projects along, but Shinobi 7 is Ninja Division. So, anyways, buyer beware. Let's talk about something different anyway. So, let's talk about this game here, Aristeia. It's been a little while since I played Aristeia. It's been probably a good couple of months. Um, but and and I kind of when Aristeia first came out, I I was very skeptical about the game. Okay, because full disclosure here, and I'm sorry if you guys if you guys enjoy Infinity, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my comment because I recognize that lots of people enjoy Infinity. I did not. Okay, I tried Infinity 3 separate times. I've painted lots and lots and lots of Infinity. I had an Aleph army, I had a Pano army, including Shock army. I had a Merovingian force, which I really had fun painting Merovingians. And I played Infinity, tried it out on 3 very separate occasions. Okay, and I could not get into Infinity. Now I don't really want to talk about that so much because there's a lot of conjecture there about what I liked and didn't like. So I didn't really like Infinity. Loved painting it. Still did lots of commissions for people. I still paint Infinity on this channel, so don't worry about that. Then Aristeia comes out, and they're like, "Oh, it's a sports board game." So like, okay, you have my attention, right? Hey, what's up? I'm gonna call that tuxedoed hearts. Can I call it? Is that correct? Or text to hearts? I don't know. How's it going? But yeah, so sports board game. Okay, color me intrigued. Always huge fan of Corvus Belli miniatures. Tattooed hearts. Okay, good. Good. I did have that first attempt right. Well, give me credit for that. How's it going, man? Um, and so and it was set in the Infinity universe. It comes out, and my friend backed the collector's edition. He pre-ordered the collector's edition, so he got the metal miniatures, and he hired me to paint those metal miniatures. So I painted the metal miniatures because I'm like, Corvus Belli, hell yeah, man, I love painting Corvus Belli. So painted that collector set, and him being one of my friends, he's like, "So you want to try it?" And I was like, "Ugh, not really, not really." And let me tell you why. And I told him I wasn't interested in it mainly because we're playing Guild Ball, we're playing Relic Knights. Oh god. Yeah, and so I was like, I'm kind of full up on my miniatures games, and I don't like hex based board games. Okay, one of my weird hangups is I do not like hex based board games. I didn't like Dreadball when that came out, and I I can see why a lot of people like Dreadball. I just didn't like the aesthetics of Dreadball were just drove me nuts. I did not think they had good looking miniatures for Dreadball. Um, and a bunch of those other like hex based games, I just couldn't get behind them. And but I told him like I did have so much fun painting uh painting this stuff for you. Like that's honestly I did. I had massive amounts of fun doing that. Um but I just don't see myself really getting into the game, right? So I told him this. I said, well, right now on launch, there's only 8 characters you can play. So what I'll do is, as they come out with more metal pieces and more metal sculpts that I liked, because I don't want to play. If I'm playing Corvus Belly, I don't want to play their plastic. Like I want their nice. My favorite, the main draw for me playing a Corvus Belly game is their metal sculpts are just on freaking point. Right, they're just great. Um, and that's why I'm here. So I said, well, when they come out with more metal sculpts, I'll look into it, right? So fast forward almost a year later, and I'm looking for that. I'm looking for another game I can play, preferably about an hour in length, where that doesn't include list building, that has miniatures like that I really like the look of, um, and so they had one of these. They had a collector's edition sitting on the shelf. So I looked at that and said, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's pay the money. Let's paint up a set, and then let's actually give it a shot. There are more pieces out. I ended up painting more of my buddy's stuff. I forget what it was. I didn't paint Human Fate for him. I painted the one with Deadpool, but Deadpool and Valkyrie and that kind of stuff. So I painted one of those for him, and then in another, I think I painted a couple of sets. I don't remember, but I painted a couple of his sets. And then meanwhile, these alt sculpts started to come out. Right when I saw that alt Maximus, that Spartan looking Maximus, I was like, holy shit, I have to paint that. Like I have to paint that that Maximus. So I did that, and then I bought that collector's set, and my plan thus far, and it's not a good plan, but my plan thus far is to be a metal Nazi, right? Am I allowed to say that? Am I going to get demonetized? I'm going to be a metal. I'm going to be a metal stickler. Okay, I'm going to be a purist. I'm like I only want to field metal pieces when I play Aristeia. Yes, I understand that means that I will probably have to, I will probably not have that competitive of a game because I'm hindering myself based on model selection, and it's a purely aesthetic decision. Um, so so I did that, and I got the Alt Maximus, painted that, loved that, had a blast. Then I picked up the Alt Hexer. I picked up a uh, what's it? Alt Hexer, Alt um, shoot, what was her name? You guys know who I'm talking about. The one with the wings. Uh, what's her name? Shoot, cannot cannot think right now, guys. Sorry, but it was Hexer. It was the little healer with with the wings and the twin guns. Because she was that cool like steampunk Parvati. Thank you. Thanks, Hexus. Yeah, it was Parvati. Picked up an alt Parvati. Uh, and then for Musashi, I got the Gen Con Chibi Musashi. So so I so the idea was, okay, let's just start building a bunch of like alt. Let's just get all the alt guys in and paint the alt guys. And when I play, I'm just gonna have these cool alt pieces that I run. I also got the Gen Con Dart, which is one of my favorite models, possibly of all time. Right? If you guys go to my Instagram, it's one of the models I'm most proud of. Where's my phone? Here. I know we're just kind of messing around here. Let's see. So if you guys go to my Instagram, and hey, guess what? It's a plug for my Instagram. Play Painted on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. I know you're forced to look at my Instagram screen here. Okay, here we go. Oh man, too much. You can actually see the reflection of my camera there. You can see reflection of my head too. Not great. Man, just doesn't. There's too much glare. But check it out on my Instagram. It's that dart, and she's just freaking amazing. It's one of my favorite models. So I got this. So I got the Gen Con dart, right? Painted it, and I'm like, and I was ready to play. Like, dude, I want to play this dart. So we break out the box, we put models out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put dart out, and I realized the only card I have is the initiative card because the actual stat card is the actual stat card and the ability cards are in the Human Fate box, which was not under retail release. You had to buy it at Gen Con, so you had to buy the plastic dart, and you could then you could play the metal dart. And I was so mad. It's like, that's bullshit. Uh, so I waited. Uh, so I waited a couple of months for it to come out on retail. Bought the plastic pieces. The plastic pieces are still sitting here. Like I haven't touched them because I'm trying to be a metal purist. Not saying, like I said, I don't think it's a good plan, but it's just my way of remaining casual in Aristeia. So yeah, so uh you get the cool um initiative card. Now, I personally don't like. I like the red coat. I don't like the red with the yellow and pink and the yellow and the pink hair. It's just too washed out, right? That's why I decided to go the other way. I was like, I don't. I understand, like, it's a cool looking pirate theme. Um, because everyone thinks for pirates, you think in terms of yellow and black. Wait, there we go. There's the English Gata card. So that can run even more alt pieces. But yeah, so that's why I was like, okay, I'm instead of a washed out color, let's use colors that really stand out against her pink hair, right? Because I want to keep her hair pink. And Gata kind of has, she has a fairly tan body, so we're gonna keep that tan. So I went with like a teal and a white here, and then the white kitty, super cute, super fun. Man, I do quite like this miniature. So she's not as cool as Dart, but fun. Might be interesting to run her and Dart on the same team, but that's really squish. like really fast but really squish. You might as well just go all squish at that point, right? Her Dart, uh, Parvati, and Hexer. It's actually probably a super cool objective scoring team, but probably get its shit pushed in by by any sort of DPS in there. Like Musashi can, if he has the right string of cards and some good dice rolling, he can probably come in and kill 3 out of 4 characters in one activation. Right? If you're getting his triggers, probably. All right, let's seal her up. Anybody else here play Hexus? Do you play? Are you playing Aristeia? It's a super fun game. It's not, what I like about it. It's not it's not as casual as say Rumble Slam, and it's not as competitive as Guild Ball. Right? It kind of rides a middle line there. Um, I've heard board gamers say that it's a very complicated game. As a miniatures gamer, I'm like, no, this is one of the simpler games as far as I know. Um, if you're gonna play a MOBA style miniatures game, it's not that bad. The only thing I would say is because it's Corvus Belly, I've noticed that Corvus Belly seems to be more permissive with their rules rather than tight, if that makes sense. It's like if they didn't write a specific rule around it, then you can do it. Right? You can just play like a shitload string of cards and be good to go there. Yeah, let's throw a little sealer on her. So I usually use a satin varnish, thin it down. You're all in. What's your do you kind of have your go-to team? What is your go-to for Aristeia? Because I'm restricted to metal miniatures, right now my go-to is Maximus, Hexer, Parvati, and Musashi. That's what I've been running mostly. I have not yet had a chance to run Dart, even though I have her cards now. It's been a while since we've played. But I want to try Dart and Gata. I I think would work pretty well, but I haven't been playing Gata. Now I will because now I have an alt. What the painted is this jazz? What's up, Greenleaf? Painting pirate furries, dude. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Peyton. I'm gonna seal her up. You like to do a random draw? You take your shirt off. Where models are placed in the middle, each person picks a new team member. Wild Bill's my favorite. Oh, thanks, Stan. Wild Bill is pretty sick. Wild Bill, I don't know, man. Wild Bill's pretty awesome, but have you ever done those crazy strings with Musashi where he just like one shots a guy, does enough damage to move himself all the way over to another person, and then one shots another person? Like I've done that before. It's crazy. I'm like, dude, Musashi is strong. uh, Parvati and Maximus are a really good team for just like holding the middle, right? Oh, you've had that happen against you. That sucks. It sucks because it's like, oh yeah, I need this many stars and this many exclamation points for the trigger. And so they play the crazy uh the Musashi cards that are like, yeah, I'm gonna add 3 black dice to this attack, right? I'm gonna throw another AP down and do this attack twice. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And it's like you're just watching this game happen. You're just like, oh shit, here comes Zashi again. I've had games where uh you know where my opponent is killing like 1 to 2 of my characters every turn, but I'm still winning on objectives. So I end up like not killing any of their guys, but you win on scenario. It's cool. The one thing it it's very difficult with the way the characters are built. It can be very difficult to argue balance in that game. You know what I mean? There's some characters that are just like, man, they just seem so strong. Hexer is one of those. Like Hexer seems so strong all the time just because of her control, right? Her control is so good. But at the same time, you can't really be an idiot with Hexer because people just come up and just one shot her quite a bit. And that's pretty much the answer to Hexer is just make sure you can go up and kill her. But um, but then you have those mini teams that I really like Parvati uh, and Maximus, just super fun. Um, I really like. I want to play. I need to break it out and play it again. Um, it's just a fun game. Like it's much better. It's a much better game than I thought it would be. Um, my only complaint about it is it does need more scenarios. I was told that they are actively working on more scenarios, which is great. And and also there might even like be a ball in some of the scenarios because another thing that I feel like is missing sometimes is like, yeah, it's a it's a quote unquote sports game, but there's no ball. So it's more of like, you know, MOBA arena gladiator style game. Again, not terrible, and the theme is great. Um, it's just it's not when you play 2 or 3 of the existing scenarios. Um, it's not the kind of game like Guild Ball where you just rack them up, play it again, rack them up. You're gonna play. You might play once a week. You might play a couple of games in that session. But I think if you're not actively collecting more characters and or growing a player base around it, it's not as intriguing, if that makes sense. You gotta make dinner. All right, have a good one, man. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna actually we're gonna shut down here pretty soon because I gotta get up and do that work bullshit tomorrow. And we did seal Gata here. She oh man, I wish I could see if I can get a little bit better focus on her. There we go. See one more detail on her face. Just very fun miniature. Super cool. It's gonna be fun on the board. I do owe you guys another Aristeia video, like a gameplay video. So I will work on that. I'm not sure if I'll have a Guild Ball game up before or after. But I need to get my engineers out and play that. So, anyways, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end our stream here. Once again, this is the limited edition Gata from Aristeia. Little pirate piece coming at you there. So, once again, want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. whenever I can. Ah, there we go.